Yo, what's going on, everybody? Wanted to showcase how I'm going to be scaling some of our campaigns here and kind of the thought process behind it since I've been having some people that were curious. So what I first like to do is I like to go one campaign at a time. I like to go through and just look at over the last couple of days, how's it looking like, right? Is it heading in the right direction? Is it getting me CACs that I'm looking for? I typically like to go at least like 4 or 5 days, ideally 7, but we have a higher intent period that started here right after Black Friday. And I want to just get a sample from that high intent, if that makes sense. So we're going to select first the 4th, and you can see here on this ASC that we're doing for some landing page testing, we're getting some really good performance at 2 ROAS at about $1,000 spend, which this makes it pretty scalable. I can also cross-reference this with my with the triple whale. You can see it's saying about a 1.6 for a new customer, which I think is still fine as a scale metric here. So I'm going to go ahead and move forward with increasing budgets. So I have two methods that I like to increase things. If something looks really promising on in the day, if that makes sense. So like here we're at 2 p.m. and let's just say this here is crushing it, which it is crushing it technically at a 2 p.m. I might aggressively surf this, okay? Now, if I were to aggressively surf this, I would be taking the budget and like doubling it and then checking back in an hour. And if it's still crushing it, doubling it again. But we're right now chilling. Like we're at a point where we're pretty optimized and we're having really good days. And I'm not trying to like give back, if that makes sense. So I am going to be taking a little bit more of a conservative approach here with the scaling that I'm doing. So I'm going to be taking these budgets like this 400 here, and I'm going to be increasing it to about $500. Now let's see what that, if we were to say, yeah, so 20% would be about 80. I'm going to add $20 more. So it's a little bit more than 20%, but that's okay. We're going to just go from 400 to 500 here. And then I'm going to continue to let that spend. And if we continue to see performance from this, I'm going to continue to increase it. Let's just go back to that time period that we were looking at. We're going to go back to these other ASCs. Cool. So in the same time frame, this one down here is absolutely ripping it. We are scaling the shit out of it. And this is what I want to show you. The staircase method works really well on high budgets as well, because you now have more aggressive scale. So we can take, let's just say we want to go 20% of this. It's going to be adding $1,300 to that, right? So we get to 7,800 here. So I'm going to take this now, and we're going to go here. And I know that today, I know that this is performing a little bit worse, as you can see today. Yesterday, it was performing really well. And what you'll notice a lot of times with these campaigns, you're going to see this happen with it, where you're going to have one really good day, and then the next day is going to be really shit, especially if you scaled, during this day here. And then you're going to have another really good day, and then next day kind of down. This is like on a campaign level, higher budget. I've seen that happen. And on days where one performs well, another one doesn't perform well. So that happens, right? And it's kind of, that's why, again, we're taking a consideration from, and we're making media buying decisions off of this period, not on particularly only the day. Does that make sense? So we're going to go ahead and increase it, because on a blended period, this looks really healthy and it's heading in the right direction. So I'm going to go ahead and just increase that to 7,800. We're going to publish, and we're going to go back over to the ASCs that we're scaling. We can see on this same blended view, these here are performing a lot less. right? So this one here is gonna run for maybe. I'm gonna let this one continue running. This is our pet face blanket product, and I'm gonna continue testing more ads in here because I don't think this had enough creatives that we tested for it. And we'll see if the performance here improves over time. So that's what's gonna happen. Budget staying the same. And these other ones, I don't particularly want to scale them because they're not hitting as good of KPIs as these other ones, or these that we did scale. And I'd rather just put my ad spend where I'm getting a better return. So that's how to prove it. That's how to do it. You don't need to prove yourself to anybody by scaling everything. Scale only things that work. That's one of the biggest lessons that I've learned. Yeah. And hopefully this helps. You guys have a good rest of your Wednesday.